Okay, one day I'm going to talk about how I believe God came down. It says, imagine if we saw ourselves the way babies see us. Now, why is that so interesting? We share the love. That's why. We share the love. It's a beautiful thing. One day I'll talk about how I believe God came down, touched me. Why do I know that? Because of that. We're one. When you turn the two into one, you got messianic personalities, right? Right? Me and you, right? Me and you. Turn the two into one. I love it. I love it. I love it because we know, don't we? We know, don't we? Let's go somewhere where we know. Know what I mean? Why can't I talk to you? Why can't we talk? Why can't we talk? I love to talk. Maybe we could just go somewhere where we know. But I love to talk. I have so many questions. I have so many questions. But I know somehow we'll find and meet each other. Because you have my shoulder. You look over my shoulder. I got your back. You got mine. Far from time. So, let's talk about the memorial stones from Joshua. Take for yourselves 12 men from the people, one man from each tribe. Command them, saying, take up yourselves 12 stones for the middle of the Jordan, and from the place where the feet are standing. Firm, and carry them over with you, and lay them down in a lodging place where you will lodge tonight. So Joshua called the 12 men he had appointed from the sons of Israel, one man from each tribe. And Joshua said, cross again to the ark of the Lord your God in the middle of the Jordan. Each of you take up a stone on his shoulder, according to the number of the tribes of their sons. Let it be a sign among you when your children ask later, what do these stones mean to you? You shall say to them, because of the waters of the Jordan were cut off before the ark of the covenant of the Lord. When he crossed the Jordan, the waters of the Jordan were cut off. So these stones shall become a memorial to the sons of Israel forever. And thus says the Lord, did as Joshua was commanded, took up 12 stones from the middle of the Jordan, just as the Lord spoke to Joshua, and numbered the tribes of the sons of Israel. They carried them over with them to the lodging place and put them down there. Joshua set up 12 stones in the middle of the Jordan at the place where the feet of the priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant were standing, and there they are to this day. Aren't they? There they are to this day. For the priests who carried the ark were standing in the middle of the Jordan until everything was completed, and then the Lord had commanded Joshua to speak to the people according to all that Moses had commanded. Joshua and all the people hurried and crossed, and when all the people finished crossing the ark of the Lord, and the priests crossed before the people, the sons of Reuben, sons of Gad, half-tribe of Manasseh crossed over in the battle array before the sons of Israel, just as Moses had spoken to them. About 40,000 equipped for war crossed for the battle before the Lord in the desert plains of Jericho. On that day the Lord exalted Joshua in the sight of all Israel, that they revered him, just as they revered Moses in all the days of his life. Now the Lord said to Joshua, command the priests the ark of the testimony. So they came up from the Jordan. And Joshua commanded the priests, saying, come up from the Jordan. It came about when the priests who carried the ark of the covenant, who came up in the middle of the Jordan, and the soles of the priests' feet were lifted on the dry ground, that the waters of the Jordan returned back to their place and went over all its banks before. Okay, before I go any further, I want to talk about Zechariah because I want to change tracks for a minute. I just had a thought about Zechariah and what happened in 2017. Okay, because Zechariah talks about it. I got a brother named Zach. Okay, so yeah, in that day, the older day is coming when the Lord will spoil taken from you will be divided among you. For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to the battle, and the city will be captured, and the houses plundered, and the women's ravished. Half of the city in exile, and the rest of the people will not be cut off in the city. And then the Lord will go forth and fight against those nations. Do you know what that means when the Lord will go forth and fight against those nations? Do people know what that means? Because I know what it means. You know, there's an angel of the Lord. There's a spirit of the Lord. I've seen him. I know him. He can move quick. He can. Let me tell you something. When I met the Lord, when he touched me, I almost seen him. He was so fast I couldn't catch him. He was so fast. Lord knows I'm telling the truth. Lord knows I'm telling the truth. I've seen the ground shake. I've seen the ground shake and literally just rumble like just stepping. I seen the Lord's footprints. He was stepping, and he was moving so quick, and the ground was shaking. People, you wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. I'm telling you, the Lord could open up. He could come right through. He could come right through the wall. He could just. I'm telling you, I've never seen something so fast. And then he could clean it all up. He could clean it all up. He could do it in a flick of a switch. That's how fast he is. People wouldn't know that. You could never seen it. The Lord touched me. He came into my reality, and the Lord touched me. The Lord knows. He sent a ray of light down, and touched me. He opened up. He opened up the windows of heaven and came down and touched me. I'm telling you, they tried killing me, man. I'm telling you. The Lord knows I'm telling the truth. They tried killing me. They tried sending rockets over here, and guess what? So, anyways, when he fights on a dead battle, on his feet will stand on the Mount of Olives, which is in the front of Jerusalem on the east, and the Mount of Olives will be split in the middle from east to west by a very large valley. So the half of the mountain will move toward the south, and he will flee by the valley of the mountains, for the valley of the mountains will reach to Azal, and yes, he will flee, just as you fled before the earthquake in the days of Uzziah, king of Judah. And then the Lord my God will come, and all the holy ones with him, and in that day there will be no light. Luminaries will dwindle, for it will be a unique day, which is known to the Lord, neither day or night, but it will come about in the evening time when there will be light. And in that day the living waters will flow out of Jerusalem toward the eastern sea and half toward the western sea. And it will be summer as well as winter. And the Lord will be king over all the earth, and in that day the Lord will be the only one, his name the only one. And all the land will be changed in the plain of Geba and Rimmon, south of Jerusalem, but Jerusalem will rise and remain on site from Benjamin's gate, from as far as the first gate to the corner gate, and as far as the tower of Hananel to the king's wine presses. People will live in it, and there will be no longer a curse. For Jerusalem will dwell in security. Now this is the plague which the Lord will strike with all the peoples who have gone to war with Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot when they stand on their feet, and their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongue will rot in their mouth. And it will come about in that day where a great panic of the Lord will fall on them, and they will seize the other's hand, and the hand will be lifted up against another. Judah will also fight at Jerusalem. The wealth of all the surrounding nations will be gathered, sold gold, silver, and garments in great abundance. So also the plague will be the plague on the horse, the mule, the camel, the donkey, and all the cattle in those camps. And it will come about that anyone who are left in the nations went up against Jerusalem will go up year to year to worship the King, the Lord of hosts, and to celebrate the Feast of Booths. Holy to the Lord. Holy to the Lord. Holy to the Lord.